back live here at PAX Prime at Sector G, where we are running 2 hours of live show demos, talks with people who are out and about at PAX, and generally having the whole PAX experience right from the couch into your living room. I'm Chris Waters, and joining me on stage now is Jake Kasdal from 17-Bit. He's the project lead and art lead on Galak Z. Jake, thanks for coming, man.
Thank you.
Galak Z, you guys are on the show floor. People can play the game. How's the reaction been for the fans?
It's been fantastic. You know, this is our third PAX, but it's the first time the game is like solid. It's running clean. We had a couple of technical snafus, but last night we got the final solid build, so we're good now.
Nice.
We're in the Sony booth as well as in the Indie Mega booth. We've got 6 playable stations, and it's just going off fantastically. We're getting a lot of great feedback and watching people just really enjoy the game, and we're trying to get the word out that it's not just a traditional shooter. There's a lot more to this game. And so exhibitions like this and getting to talk to the press and stuff is really how we get that message out.
That's a great way to do it. And you know, we've seen you guys at PAX before, but this game is further along than ever before, and it's a thing of beauty to see in action. So let's jump right in and give folks a taste. And you said, you know, you look at it right away, it looks kind of, your mind puts it in a certain genre.
Sure.
But there's a lot more going on here. So set the stage for us.
So there was it's a spaceship game. It looks like a spaceship game. Spaceship shooter, arcade games. I grew up playing arcade games, I love them. The story here is that you're kind of, this fleet goes out for a big treaty with the evil Imperials. It's a ruse, it's a giant ambush, everyone gets killed, the entire fleet is wiped out except for your flagship. You were literally the last remaining pilot out. You guys snuck out, they're still looking for you, they're all over the place. You are the last guy remaining, and you're kind of going out and looking through these little planetoids and these derelict wrecks, looking for supplies, anything to kind of keep your chances of survival going. So
you're on the run.
Yeah, she's going to send me in. Every time I start a new game, I'm going to jump in. It's a roguelike, so every time I die, I kind of start from the beginning.
Okay.
But as you play through, you're going to unlock more and more stuff that's going to start being stocked in the shop. Yes, I made that right.
You got it.
So I'm going to start in here. There's a couple things I can buy to start off this game to kind of get me a little bit more competitive.
And do these credits carry over from your previous playthrough, or do you sort of have a stock starting credit at the beginning of every run?
Usually you start with no cash, but you find these things called crash coins out in the world, which you can use to buy a couple things at the beginning of every game. Like most roguelikes kind of start you off at 0 again.
Yeah.
We let you, if you had a good run, you can buy a couple toys to start your game off with. So I'm going to jump in the hangar here and take off. This mic is giving me grief, but I'm okay. So the trick is, like, as soon as you see this, like, again, it looks like a top-down shooter, right? And most top-down shooters are, you know, you're just kind of being drug along by the teeth, and you just sort of brainlessly shooting all the enemies you can find.
Yeah, and dodging the bullet hell that is coming at you.
Exactly. This is much more of an open world-y sort of experience. It's all Newtonian physics driven. So you can see here, I've got complete control.
That's my favorite
over my
kind
ship.
of physics.
I've got complete control over the ship. The controls are really lyrical. I mean, just flying around, as you get better at it, flying backwards and zipping through things, it feels fantastic. I mean, there's really a lot to it.
And you can tell, I mean, I'm sure the sense is heightened when you actually have your hands on the controller, but you can tell by looking at the ship that there's some inertia there, that, you know, you're not just turning on a dime and going to wherever the controller, you know,
exactly.
You have to incline the analog stick.
There's a lot of sort of responsibility for the player, really. I mean, there's a lot to it. This really is sort of a tactical dogfighting game. We've teamed up with a new company called Sentient that's doing middleware for AI. The AI in this game I would put up against anything. I put up against Far Cry, I put up against Halo. I mean, it really is that level of competition. So, you know, it's more of an adventure game than anything. I mean, it's kind of like a Super Metroid, but like, imagine Halo combat. I mean, I really think this is Halo in 2D. Actually, it's closer to Far Cry because there's enemies that are out on patrols, you don't know where they're going to be, everything's procedurally generated, so every time I come in here, I don't know who I'm going to come up against or where. You can see these early warning arrows here. There's a bunch of Imperials off to my right and a bug off to my left. All the enemy factions are also at war with each other, conveniently. So if you get kind of ganged up on, the best thing to do is run and find some enemies of your enemies and just allow this kind of chaos to take over.
And let them sort of join in the melee.
These guys don't see me coming. They've got eyes and ears, vision cones. You can tell they know I'm here now.
I'd say so. I'd say that missile barrage sort of kicked them off.
That's kind of, yeah, I woke them up. I had a good shot there. A lot of these guys, these are the Imperials. Their shields are kind of closer to the traditional Halo style. The pirate shields, they don't actually activate until they are in combat. So if you can manage to sneak up behind them before they know you're there, you can get the head in. Hi, boys. Okay, let me just roll through here. So you can see I've got
Didn't exactly
control.
sneak up on them that time, did you, Jake? But sometimes you gotta go in guns blazing. And so you have a shield as well.
Yeah, I've got a shield as well that recharges. My health does not recharge unless I find a rare health pack. But you know, in the vein of something like Spelunky or in most of the roguelikes, like, you know, recovering your health is not guaranteed. Like, this is a tough game. You're meant to die a lot. I mean, it really is sort of an arcadey simulator.
Better to preserve your health than to count on recovering it.
You can see me bouncing off walls here. This is not a game that punishes you for bouncing into walls. This is a very physical game. It's all about the tactical combat, and it's violent. I mean, you're slamming around and slamming through these guys, locking on with your missiles, letting them have it. Dodging their shots. I have this juke. I can jump out of the gameplay.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just like jumped out of the 2D plane there, right?
Yeah, no, it's totally cheating, but it is limited, and it makes for fantastic dogfighting. So,
hey, if it's in the game, it's part of the strategy, chasing down the last dude.
So he'll run off, and he'll actually call for backup. If his shields are down and there's other guys in charge, they'll kind of try to interject themselves, let him recharge his shields while he gets his health back. They'll run off for backup. You know, they'll kind of mark my position and call in for reinforcements. I mean, it really is sort of a modern combat simulator dressed as this classic old school shooting game. So we're getting a lot of really fantastic feedback from the show floor. Here, this is a kind of nickname Junkyard Dog. He is a pirate.
Is that like a mech with a sword, like an energy sword?
He's actually an enemy. It's an Imperial mech they've taken and hijacked. He's going to fight that bug off for me. And I'm going to get back in his face here. This guy, he's got a melee weapon, so I'm going to just stay away from him.
Yeah, he's really trying to close in on you.
Yeah. These exploding barrels and stuff are actually really dangerous. You can set them off, and they'll go flying, bouncing off everything.
Oh no, it's right on top of
yourself.
you.
Yeah, that backfired.
Man.
That backfired. I'm out of boost. I'm out of warp. My shields are down. Now's the time to just run. I don't want to engage. I want to run. There's my shields are coming back. Okay, now I'm going to go take this guy out.
You are still very much on fire. I just want you to know that.
I've noticed, yeah. I'm also, I've got 8 missiles left. All right, his shields are down. I'm going to let him have it while it counts here. Whoa. It's a good fight. These guys, you know, like I said,
He's
not
tough.
messing around. This is a tough game. It's a game where you die a lot, and it's not about memorizing anything. It's about being constantly presented with new challenges, new objectives and territories, and just sort of learning how to fight. I mean, it really is learning how to be a tactical combateer.
Now, how sort of out of? Oh, I guess you're
we
doing a little stealth now. Are those? I mean, those things are red. They're going to explode, right?
Yeah.
All right.
See these exploding barrels? Whoa.
Speaking my language here.
I'm trying to find. I would like to. Here we go. Okay, so this bug, I'm going to just drag him with me into all these guys. They'll attack him, and he'll probably just start chomping on them. You see that? He's doing my job for me. I'm going to light this thing up. Oh, I missed.
Oh, we're going to get him. Oh, he's in the blast zone. Yeah. I think you put a whammy on one of them with that TNT box.
You can hide. I mean, a lot of this is like GTA. I love it. They call it the scramble. You know, when you're running from the cops and you're freaking out, you're just trying to get out.
You just need to get around a corner real quick, get a little shield boost.
You need to lose sight with them. The problem is, they're not cheating at all. Their AI is so good. They'll see which trajectory you headed off at, where they think you turned. You know, they'll call for backup, and they'll go and inspect your position. See, he thinks he last saw me up there. He's going to go look for me up there. Unfortunately for him, he's by himself now, and I am going to outgun him.
And yeah, you want to so isolating enemies,
pulling them apart,
kiting enemies into other situations. So
I mean,
it's a lot about positional management and the sort of
like
battlefield management, and not just the reflexes.
Combat at its best. I mean, it really is. You know, this fight that you're dealt with every time. You're always going to be outmanned. You're always going to be outgunned. So you got to think tactically, strategically, using the environment to your advantage, using the enemies to your advantage. You know, trying to distract them with getting into fights with themselves. Try to find how I'm getting down here. So I do have a full map.
And so is this map generated anew each play?
Yeah. So these are all completely procedurally generated every time. It's going to be a new challenge every time, and those will kind of change organically too as you play through the game and you start to play at some of the higher difficulty levels. You know, the way that the structures are generated will change a bit. You know, it gets, when you're playing at a high level, it becomes a very different game. Like, you literally do not want to engage with everybody. Like, you're just running, trying to stay alive while this absolute, huge gunfights that you're in are going on. Let's see, where am I going here? I think down here, maybe up here.
There we go. And so what are these, are the items that are sparking, are those just sort of environmental
environmental hazards that will basically take out your shields.
Oh, they will take out your shields.
Yeah,
okay.
but you can use them by bumping them into enemies, having them lose their shields as well.
In one of the previous encounters, you were kind of pushing that block towards where it was going to go down. Do you guys have any kind of like tow hook or cable or sort of push beam to sort of lean into that kind of strategy?
Something like that, yeah. There's quite a few passive abilities, a lot of different weapon power-ups, stuff like that are coming online. A lot of that stuff we're not showing just yet. We're kind of finishing up some of the design of some of that stuff. But there will be a lot more interaction with the environment in general. So I'm almost done now. So these guys, that probe got away. and he went and called on my position, so now I've got a problem.
Yeah, that's a lot of...
I'm going to get some room between me and these guys.
I mean, the guys look kind of small, but there's a lot of them on the swarm.
Yeah.
And
and they got a big boy too. Okay, I'm going to leave now. That's my cue to leave. Unfortunately...
Give him a few parting shots on the way out, and let's bounce.
See if I can set up any ambushes here. This is good. If I let this thing go... I just missed.
Is that going to cast... Because there was also a tank down there. Maybe that'll cascade. Oh, so you see those alert things pop in to just like give you the heads up.
There comes the party. All right. So again, I like to separate these guys from their main crew. Take out the probes and stuff. They don't really have any weapons, but they're really good at being really fast, keeping up with you, and kind of calling in your position constantly.
Tracking you so that Big Bopper over here can. And this is the Imperial version of the sort of pirate hijacked enemy we saw
the original
earlier.
one. The pirates steal these things and refit them themselves. They kind of tweak the engines and stuff and make them a little crazy. So they're less stable. These things are pretty mean. The Sentinels are one of the meanest enemies in the game. They don't screw around. So here's my warp out beacon. The problem is I need to stay in here for a couple seconds without getting hit, and they're going to make it really hard for me.
Yeah, with that big melee unit around, that's not going to be easy.
So I'm going to maybe kick off some of these things and run, because this is bad.
How many seconds do you need? Like 5?
It's like 5 seconds, yeah. There's no way. These guys all have physics on every single shot they have. They're going to knock me around. This guy with the sword is not screwing around. I'm out of missiles. I'm out of opportunities.
You got your work cut out for you.
I do have
Jake.
my work cut out for me. This is, yeah. I would really wish I had some more missiles right now, but I'm gonna take him out anyway. I got him.
You got some. You got some moves.
You see how fast he is? I mean, he's breaking contact. Like, he knows he's being fired on. It's not like he's dumb. I mean, this is like, seriously cutting edge AI. He is like, getting out of the line of fire and making sure that he's got time to recharge his shield before he re-engages.
Yeah. And then coming back at you.
Troublingly start. What I can do though is I can pump this thing.
Oh yeah.
Take his shields
out. So are you trying to take out that big melee
man,
unit
he's
now?
gonna get me. This is bad.
Could you make a run for the exit? I mean, they're around the corner.
Maybe I can get up here and warm out in time.
I missed it. Oh no, overshot it. Curse you, Newtonian physics.
Go. No, that's not gonna
Nope.
happen.
So close.
Jeez, this is crazy. All right, I'm gonna just take this guy out. He's killing me.
You gotta get one of them down.
And I stupidly didn't buy any weapon power-ups at the beginning of the game, so I'm basically operating on my super base level laser here, trying to take out...
What power-ups did you buy at the beginning of the game?
I think I bought a missile expansion and a speed expansion.
Well, the speed has helped you out a little bit.
He's not going to let me out, man.
Oh, I believe in you. You can do it, Jake.
I'm wondering if, there's been a lot of changes lately. I'm wondering if the shields aren't a little overcooked on this guy, because I feel like I've earned a death by now. There's one.
There, you got one down. You got plus 8 missiles for that kill.
Oh, really?
Or did you yeah, I just saw it pop up on screen.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, have some
nice.
of this, friend. I got something for you. There you go. And with your shields down, I'm going to get in as close as I can and land him there. Got
there it is. All right. Nicely done.
Jeez, man. Okay, here we go. Now let's get out of here. So you can see, defending these things are generally the toughest guys in this stage are going to be defending your warp out zone. Mm-hmm. So securing the landing zone is a bitch. And these guys are really smart. They're hard. And it's a challenge, and I just lost my video.
Oh, no, demo's over. We're shutting it down.
Okay, good. That worked out just in time.
That's a perfect way to end it. You succeeded. You got out.
That was good. My heart's pounding a little bit. It's good to demo while you're running for your life.
Absolutely. That took a little more than 10 minutes. Is that about the average sort of length?
Yeah. So there's about 4 or 5. We're still working on this, but there's going to be 4, 5, or 6 of those in a row to beat the season.
Okay.
And when you beat the season, you sort of beat the game, and that opens up the next season, which is going to have some new story stuff. It's going to have some new unlocks. And there's 6 seasons overall. There's a mini story arc over each one, and there's a massive story arc over the entire process.
All right, Jake. Well, when are you guys targeting for Galaxy's release, and what systems are you aiming to bring it out on?
So we're working with Sony, the Pub Fun Group. We'll be launching this holiday, kind of post-holiday, probably wintertime, on PS4 and Vita, and then shortly thereafter on PC.
Very cool. Jake, thank you so much for showing off Galaxy.
Thank you.
Folks, that's coming your way this winter on PlayStation platforms. Now we're going to take...